Hello, good evening, everyone. Happy Wednesday. Welcome to another episode of Inside Sports Talk with your one and only Johanna Rosalye and my wonderful co-host. Welcome back, PLR. I miss you so much.
Thank you. There's nothing worse than a toothache. So I was on a fence last week. It had me. It was choking me out. I was in a chokehold.
Oh, geez. And those are not fun. I hear I have not had the experience, but I'd rather avoid it if I can. So I feel for you.
Yeah. One dentist appointment down, the next one tomorrow, and then I'm all set.
There we go. You'll be like a whole new man tomorrow after tomorrow.
I know. They're like, well, we could root canal. I'm like, you better take that bad boy out of my head. I'm good. No one will see it. No one will see it.
Brutal.
Either they do it or I do it. It's coming out.
Let's go with the first option. That's safer.
Yep. Let's go down. So what's going down? What are we doing today? What are we doing? We're not talking about The Last Dance because I do not like Michael Jordan.
What? Can we just knock that out of the way now and get it over with?
You're in charge.
Well, since you mentioned it, so I can see there was they were saying you're either gonna like Jordan or you're not gonna like Jordan after The Last Dance. For me, I have no difference in opinion. I actually like him even more and have more respect for him, to be honest. Not everybody sees it that way, but I admire, his passion, just what he, the way that he approached it, the way he played the game and his type of mentality and just everything. Yeah. There were some things, that you saw, a different side of him, but he did it because of where he wanted to go, and he pushed his teammates and made everybody, go that extra mile, go that, do that much extra because he felt it and he wanted not only for him to experience it, but he wanted everybody else to experience it as well.
Okay, let's just get right to it. And let's just be honest about this and truthful about this. Everybody wants to be hugged. Everybody wants to feel good. Everybody wants all that. But not everybody wants to put in the hard work and dedication and the single-mindedness it takes to be good on a consistent basis. And if you look back at the history of time, and you look through the people that were consistently champions, and I'm not knocking the Spurs when I say this, but not every other year or every 3 years, but that can string 2 and 3 back together, like the Magics and the Michaels and the Kobes and the Isaiahs, or, you have to be maniacal in some ways, or you have to just be stacked in some ways, because the long-term success, and I take back what I said about the Spurs, because they carry it on kind of like the Patriots. You have to have a certain single-mindedness about what you do. And it has to almost be the one thing that encompasses who you are. Now, some people can do it in a different way, maybe less, tyrannical. But no one can tell me Tom Brady wasn't tyrannical. If that's the way he was in games, I'm hard-pressed to think he wasn't like that in practices. It's not an accident he has 6 rings. And I really don't give a crap about getting there. I'm sorry. I think it's a good accomplishment. I think what the Buffalo Bills did will never be done again, going to 4 Super Bowls in a row. But if you don't get over the mountaintop, you don't get the same dessert that you do when you do get over the mountaintop. So I can appreciate, them going there, but they didn't win. The Patriots went there and won 6 of them. The Steelers went there and won 6 of them. When the Niners were on a roll, they won 3 or 4 of them. When the Cowboys were on the road, they won 3 out of 4. The Bulls won 6. The Lakers Magic went 9 times and won 5. Kobe went 7 times and won 5. I don't want to hear that so-and-so went 6 times or 7 times. And I don't want to hear about Robert Ory and Robert Ory got to, when people say that, that's the dumbest ass argument ever. When you are the best and you are pushing people to be the best and pushing them to do certain things, you can't always be nice. It's not possible. It isn't. Not when you want to have that type of sustained success. And it doesn't matter what it is in life. We all have parents. Parents can love us as much as they want. When it comes to school, there's some point in time, if you have a parent that wants you to be successful in school, there's something over your head generally saying, if I mess this up, they're going to kill me. No one ever said, if I get straight F's, my parents are going to hug me and say, you keep trying. That's bullcrap. So I do respect them more. I respect the drive. I respect that. And I understand there's different leadership skills and different leadership types, and I do believe that they work. I believe they can work every now and then. I believe that they can work with a lot of things. But the ultimate goal is to win, and he won consistently. And I think that gets overlooked a lot, and that, to me, is the most important thing.
No, I totally agree, and you nailed it there. Just going, with the analogy with the parents and going to school, to have that drive. You have to have somebody, either whether it's not only yourself but somebody behind you and pushing you, and have that tough love mentality. That tough love, where no matter what, you screw up, then, my ass is on the line. Or if I don't do this, then I'm not going to get this. So, that comes full circle. And not every team, I agree. Not every franchise. There's not, you don't create a dynasty without this type of work, of effort, of, these type of players. That's what it takes to create these teams, to go to these championships, to create these dynasties. It doesn't come out of just by mistake. You have to put the effort in. What do you think that when, why a lot of teams don't make it? Because they don't, there's sacrifices that have to be made. Yes. And we saw that with Jordan. We saw that with the Bulls. Even just Dennis Rodman too. Like he's, and it was said, Rodman is a singular player. He has a unique personality, unique character, but yes, he had, he was one person off the court, totally different person in the court. He knew his stuff. He knew the game. He knew the players. He had that drive. Going back to that episode of when Rodman went to Vegas and comes back and, everybody's like trying to get behind Rodman and like, take it easy on him. No, he put everybody else to shame. That only speaks, volume and levels of, how dedicated he was to the game.
True, but we got to remember something about Rodman. Rodman wasn't the leader of the team. That makes a big difference. When Rodman could go off, Rodman didn't just disappear to Vegas. They had a meeting with Jordan and with Phil. So He didn't just go, you know what, I'm out. It wasn't like that. So when I guess here's the way to say it. If Tom Brady is a certain way, or Russell Wilson is a certain way, and they're so maniacal, and if you listen to the answers to questions that Russell Wilson gives, they're so generic. Tom Brady, they're so generic. Every now and then you can tell they're a little pissed, but they're so generic. But they're the leaders of the team. You don't hear them. Wide receivers are the divas. They're always begging for the ball. Running backs always want more money. Cornerbacks are always talking about how great they are and how they can stop everyone. Quarterbacks aren't caught out late. You never catch them at a party. They're usually the one that's married. You don't find that because the leader has to be a certain way. Now, like I said, there's different styles. But if you're going to elongate that, all the way through, you got to have a different personality. Scotty's my favorite NBA player of all time. Scotty could be a little flighty and a little fickle and a little standoffish and at times a little selfish because it wasn't on him. As great as he was the wingman. The wingman can be flighty, but the man can't. And the man was never flighty. When he came to practice, he practiced hard. He expected you to practice hard. When he played hard, he expected you to play hard. When he went out there and gave it all, he expected you to give it all. That's the difference. And that's why when I hear this and I hear all these people say, oh, well, that style wouldn't work now, the hell it won't. All people have to do is look at some video of some of the most successful coaches in the NCAA. Tom Izzo doesn't hug people when they come to the sideline. Coach K don't hug people when they come to the sideline. Coach Cal doesn't hug people when they come to the sideline. They're maniacal about what they're teaching. And to me, Saban he's not a hug fest guy. But every year his teams are right there. There's something about it. So every time I hear, well, that wouldn't work here, well, that wouldn't work, the hell it wouldn't. The hell it wouldn't. You're expected to do certain things when you reach a certain status. So, I mean, to me, that's just plain and simple. And I'm getting so miffed by, I don't want to call people soft. That's not nice. But I'm so miffed by, oh, if so-and-so yelled at me, I would tell him off. Okay, well, go tell him off. Go tell him off. What? He's pushing you to be better. He's not pushing you to be worse. I had the same talk with my kids one day. I said, I'm not telling you something that's going to make you worse. I'm telling you something that's going to make you better. I don't want to make you worse. My job is to get you good.
No.
So I bristle at that. And I bristle at things being hard or people being hard or people being mean or people giving an extra push. I think it's silly. But to each their own. I just have never believed you could be coddled to greatness. But I could be wrong. There's probably some people in the NBA that have been coddled to greatness.
I totally agree with you. It takes, you have to make that effort. You have to push. It takes a certain, personality, certain mentality. We've seen it. I've seen it time and time again. If you're by being, that's, I'm going to use the word soft, or softer, it's not going to get you to where you want to go and go be the greatest. You have not only those people around you, but yourself. You have to put that discipline in there, in addition to, being tough. You can't, even if you just do it for yourself and try to carry a team on your own or, only, you can't do that either. It takes a group of people, and everybody else around you wanting to do the same thing too. So, but, everybody has going to have their own opinion. Everybody has their own opinion, their own thoughts. And, which is the reason why, right now we're not, you don't see those. We don't have the sports that you had back then. It's not the same caliber. We've seen it just even with the rules in sports. The way the rules have changed in basketball, the rules that they've changed, how they changed in baseball.
Yeah.
So, that also it says that, So people are saying, fans say that, the sport has gotten soft or, some like it, some dislike it, but I think it takes away from the game. It takes away from it all. The same thing as, when you're trying to get to a certain place, if you're wanting to be that greatness, you're wanting to be that player that goes above and beyond and takes your team to excel, it adds to it.
Yep, you're 100% correct.
So, those are just our opinions.
Forget that, I'm right.
You're always right. That's right. And about being right and wrong. So, I'm just gonna go forward and say it. Too soon for sports? Still, I think so.